first, we're going to clean the workbench with the spray bottle. I'm gonna spray this down and I'm going to dry the bench, and I'm going to turn on my fake micro incinerator, and this is turned on, is heat up for 10 minutes and it's good to go. And we are going to transfer bacteria from plate to plate. First, I am going to sterilize this inoculating loop in the micro incinerator for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, I'm going to take this out and let this cool down. And it's cool down, I'm going to grab the plate. This is the plate with the culture. And I am going to open this halfway like a clamshell and going to drag across the agar and bring the culture. And going to put this back. And now I have a new plate with the new agar, and I'm going to open this up halfway and then drag the culture across the agar without digging into it. And I'm going to close this up and then put the plate down. Now we're done transferring from plate to plate. I'm going to sterilize this loop in the micro incinerator for 10 seconds and then to let it cool. Next, I am going to transfer from test tube to test tube. So first, we're going to sterilize this loop again for 10 seconds in the micro incinerator. After 10 seconds, I'm going to take this out, let this cool down, and this is my test tube. Okay, this is my test tube. This is the one with the culture in it. I am going to shake this up, let it have a good mix. And I am going to open the cap with my hand and then bring the opening of the test tube close to the micro incinerator for a few seconds. And then we're gonna bring some of the culture out like so. And before I close up the cap, we're going to bring this close to the micro incinerator for a few seconds again. And then I'm gonna close this up and put it back on the test tube rack. And now this is the new test tube. I'm going to open the cap and bring this close to the micro incinerator for a few seconds and then transfer the bacteria to the new broth. And I am going to bring this close to the micro incinerator for a few seconds, and then I'm going to close up the cap, and then we'll put it back to the test tube rack. And after we're done doing that, going to sterilize this loop in the micro incinerator for 10 seconds again. And then we will let it cool. And next, we're going to transfer from plate to test tube. So first, I am going to sterilize this loop again in the micro incinerator for 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna let this cool down. And then I'm going to grab the plate. This is the plate with the culture. Going to half open it and then bring some of the culture out. So gonna close this up, put this down, And I am going to get the new test tube. Going to open this up, bring the opening close to the micro incinerator for a few seconds, and then transfer and bring the bacteria to the new broth. And then I'm going to bring this close to the micro incinerator again. And then I'm gonna close up the cap. And then we're gonna put this back on the test tube rack. And I'm going to sterilize this inoculating loop for 10 seconds after we are done transferring the bacteria, so that we can put this back. So when we want to incubate the dish, we are putting this upside down on the incubator shelf. So the lid is down, the agar is up facing down. So that's how we put this in how we store this in the incubator. So now we are done with everything. I am going to clean the workspace up, spray this down, and then gonna wipe and dry and clean up the bench. And then we are done.